Hey everybody, hope you had a great trading day. So we're going to go through the top 5 at 5 today. They are all longs. Today's was pretty productive in the market. AMBA is going to be one of them. But before I even start there, let me just get into the Qs because I'm always asked about this in the comments to review them. And look, I'm just going to go through this. Nothing's broken today, okay? We came back. We hit a bounce level. What did we do? We bounced. You're not going to go up every day, right? You're going to consolidate, build, and go. If you want to see what the future holds most likely for the Qs, just look at the SPY because that's been leading, okay? And you can see what's going on right here. And you're literally, 50 basis points now over, before you're at a new high. So let's get into it. As always, please subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. There's going to be a lot of educational videos and detailed videos coming out. So in regards to the first one, AMBA, look, very simple trade here, okay? And I have it all drawn in already. We're going to save a lot of time. These support and resistance lines, it's very important that you leave these in, okay, so that you can understand where it's been and where it's going, and where your support levels and resistance levels are, okay? So for me, looking at this, it gives me a sense of, okay, well, that we based there and then we went higher. So when I look at something like that, it's really important for me to get a feel for the idea. So I like leaving them in. And now you can see we're going to have another one, 174.50, okay? 174.50. If you get above that, here's your upper channel, okay? This could be 209, 210. This has a lot of room, okay? And all you're looking for is 174.50. It's a very simple trade. And it's lined up perfectly. It's over and go. So I would really look at this one for tomorrow. This one we're bringing back because one, it just looks exceptional. So it's breaking every level. The first time we had this in the top 5x5 was 294, and it did it pretty well out of the gate off of that. And now we're back up to here at 314.57 we closed at, but I don't think we're over. I don't think we're anywhere near over. So here's the 307 level. And again, it's so important to leave these lines in and know how to draw them properly. And that video at the end of this will show you how to do that properly. And it's like, I think it's 10 minutes. And you want to leave them in. Why? Because when you're in the heat of trading, you can look at them real quick and go, oh, okay. What I like is I like that the volume is accelerating. The volume dropped off. The stock's still going up. What's that mean? The volume dropped off and the stock's still going up. It means sellers are cleared out, right? You got rid of a lot of sellers, right? If you can still go up on the same trajectory and you don't have as much buying, you cleaned a lot of people out. And then we put these fib levels in from before, right? At the swing high and the swing low. And that tells us that our next target's probably this 344 level. So I would look again at 317.50 on that one, okay? And it's important to remember these entry levels, and I'll do a cheat sheet at the end of this as well. So, but I really like this name, and I think you're heading to this level. I think that's where we're going. So people are not going to be overly surprised that Tesla is going to be in the list, considering it came out with earnings tonight. Look, I'll start here, okay? And let me get rid of this for a moment, and I'll explain the trade. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for this to gap down and then go higher. Okay, that's what I think it's going to do. Now that all depends on what happens with Elon tonight. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth or what he's going to say. So we're going to have to kind of keep that in mind. With that said, let's just see how it plays out. But overall, I like the action. All we're seeing is the option market makers make a fortune, right? Because there's 20 points on each side of the strike. So they're cleaning up. That said, if we can gap down like an undergap and then get over this close, right? That would be my move. Get over the close, which is 862.66. So let's call it 863. Gap down and then get back over the 863. You're probably going to head back to this 880 level. And it gives you that opportunity, and then you would just use the low of the day, wherever that is as your stop, and then you would go from there. But that's how I would play it. If it gaps up, it's going to be a completely different trade, and I think you're going to see people actually sell it if it gaps up, unless he says something phenomenal on this call. And finally, we're going to spend a little time on this, okay? So we all saw this today. PayPal came out and said that they made an overture to pins, okay? The interesting thing to know about this is PayPal comes out with earnings November 8th, okay? Remember the date, November 8th. Here, I'll put it on the calendar. You can see it right here, okay? What's interesting about that is they said they plan to have this wrapped up, and their language is very interesting. They plan to have this wrapped up before then. Well, pins might have something to say about that unless they've already had conversation and dialogue with them, which it sounds like perhaps they have. So the chances of this going to happen might be greater than I first anticipated, and there's another reason for that. And I'll get to that in a moment. But let's just focus on this in this level. Bonk, 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 right? Okay, this is your level. Okay, so the hope is that tomorrow or the next day, you may get another flush out or sell down. If you see more selling down to this level, you could literally use this as your stop. Okay, 253 looks like the low. You could literally use that as your stop. And what you're looking to do is you're looking to buy in this area off a pattern. Now, what I would do is give you a couple different levels to look at, because that's what I'm going to be looking at, okay? And I can get rid of this after hours, but I'm going to be looking at a couple different levels. One, 261.10 is one that I'll be looking at, okay? And the other is if I can get down here again near 254, I'll call it anything near 254, I'm going to be all over this, okay? I just don't think you're going to break this again, and this is about the most pain that you're going to go through. We dropped 8% on this move, so it's already baked in my opinion, right? Unless they pay something astronomical. So that's number 4. Number 5 is going to be pins, and I'm going to explain how I would look at it and how I would do it, okay? So you're going to see this kind of bounce around in this range for some time now. And now that I understand the story a little bit better, it's a little clearer. So what I would do is I would go look at the hourly on this as well and say, okay, is there a range? Well, there is. 59.27. So if I can get back down to this 59.27, this is where the news was announced and how the stock acted. Okay, 66, anything over there means that they're probably going to pay more. The one thing that's very interesting about this, and again, I'd be looking at the 59.27. If you think it can't get there again, it most certainly can. One more data point to just go over. They have earnings November 1st. So if I was going to have a bad earnings quarter, maybe I negotiate before that comes out. Okay, that's something just to consider, something to think about. So I like that idea and I like that trade, but you have to get to that level, and I think it's a possibility tomorrow. So that's it. As always, if you could do me a favor, I don't run ads. Please share this and comment. Let me know which of these you like the most. Let me know what I should be adding to it as well, and that would be great. Thank you very much. Have a great night.